wellspring of his strength. This relationship with God, built in quiet moments with his flock, would soon be tested in front of the entire nation. The shepherd boy was about to show the world the power of a heart that trusts in the Lord. The army of Israel was in trouble. They stood on one hill, and their enemies, the Philistines, stood on another. In the valley between them stood a giant. His name was Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall. He wore heavy bronze armor and carried a spear as thick as a weaver's beam. Every morning and every evening, Goliath would shout insults at the army of Israel. He dared them to send one man to fight him, but all of King Saul's soldiers were terrified. For 40 days, their hearts were filled with fear. They saw a giant they could not defeat. They forgot they had a God who could defeat anyone. David came to the battlefield to bring food for his brothers. He was not a soldier, he was just a boy on an errand. But when he arrived, he heard the giant's ugly words. He saw the fear in the eyes of the soldiers. David was shocked. How could they let this man defy the armies of the living God? David did not see a giant too big to fight. He saw a man who was challenging his God. His faith rose up inside him like a lion. He knew God had helped him kill a lion and a bear to save his sheep. Surely God would help him defeat this giant to save his people. David went to King Saul. He said, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." Saul looked at the young boy. He saw a shepherd, not a warrior. He told David he was too young and inexperienced, but David did not talk about his own strength. He talked about God's strength. He shared how God had delivered him before, and he was confident God would do it again. David's faith was contagious. Saul finally agreed and offered David his own armor, but it was too big and heavy. David took it off. He would face the giant not as a soldier, but as a shepherd who trusted his God. With no sword and no armor, David walked toward the valley. He stopped by a stream and chose 5 smooth stones. He put them in his shepherd's bag. In his hand, he carried only his sling. Goliath saw him coming and laughed. He cursed David and said he would feed him to the birds. But David's reply was filled with power. He said, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it fly. The stone